Hey there, nostalgia lovers! Welcome back to Nostalgia Area. The 80s gave us the songs that defined a decade. Anthems we screamed at parties, roller rinks, school dances. Sometimes in the car with the windows down. From Mickey to Come On Eileen. These hits were everywhere. And then, poof! The artists behind them vanished from the charts like they accidentally stepped into the upside down. Ever wonder what really happened to the one-hit wonders of the 80s once their 15 minutes were up? Today we're counting down some of the most memorable names from the decade. And trust me, their stories are way more fascinating than you'd expect. Let's start with something wonderfully weird. Taco took a 1927 Irving Berlin classic, dipped it in neon, wrapped it in scents, and released one of the most bizarrely fun hits of 1982. Puttin on the Ritz climbed all the way to number 4 on the Billboard Hot 100, and yes,
where fashion sits, putting on the Ritz.
The music video is still delightfully strange today. But here's the problem. When your breakout hit is this stylized, how do you follow it up? His next single, a cover of Singing in the Rain, did okay, but the novelty was hard to replicate. To most people, Taco was officially the Ritz guy. So he pivoted back to his roots. He returned to Germany and enjoyed a long, successful career in theater and live performance as a swing and soul singer. Turns out he didn't need MTV. He just needed a stage. Now let's dial into one of the most famous phone numbers in human history. 8675309 Jenny dropped in 1981 and instantly became a cultural earthquake. It hit number 4 on the Billboard Hot 100 and made bathroom graffiti historical documentation. But here's the catch. The song was so huge, so specific, and so catchy that it overshadowed everything else the band tried to do. Add lineup changes and the pressure to outdo a phenomenon, and by the mid-80s, Tommy Tutone had pretty much faded out. Still, Jenny lives on. Just maybe don't try calling the number. From phone numbers to funk, big funk, Funkytown wasn't just a hit. It was engineered in 1980 to be a hit. Producer Steve Greenberg built Lip Sync as a studio project, hired powerhouse vocalist Cynthia Johnson, and together they unleashed a global disco funk juggernaut. It hit number 1 everywhere. The synth riff is still instantly recognizable, but disco, it was gasping its last breath. Without a solid band identity, and with Johnson eventually moving on, Lip Sync quietly shut its doors and exited Funkytown for good. Next up, the happiest sounding song ever made about starting World War III. 99 Luftballons exploded in 1983. Hitting number 2 in the US before anyone even bothered to translate it. The English version, 99 Red Balloons, top charts in the UK and Canada. Here's the plot twist. Nena is only a one-hit wonder in English-speaking countries. Back home in Germany, they were major stars with multiple hits. The band split in 1987, but lead singer Gabrielle Kerner, still known simply as Nena, continued a massively successful solo career. In other words, America moved on, but Germany definitely didn't. And now, the band whose hair was more famous than most 80s bands combined. When a flock of seagulls hit MTV in 1982 with Iran, their futuristic vibe and Mike Score's gravity-defying hairstyle made them instantly iconic. The track became a new wave anthem and cemented them as early MTV royalty. But image can be a blessing and a curse. Despite other great songs like Space Age Love Song, they were often pigeonholed as the band with the hair. Add lineup drama and shifting trends, and the original group fractured by the late 80s. Still, that haircut will live longer than all of us. Ain't nothing gonna break my stride. The unofficial theme song of Unstoppable Optimism. Matthew Wilder released this feel-good anthem in 1983 after being dropped by his label, which makes the song's message even more satisfying. It peaked at number 5 on the Billboard Hot 100 and became a global hit. But while Wilder was a talented musician and songwriter, his follow-up work never reached the same heights. To most listeners, he became forever known as the Break My Stride guy. The good news? He went on to have a successful career behind the scenes, including major contributions to Disney's Mulan. Imagine your older brother is Sylvester Stallone, one of the biggest names in Hollywood. What do? You deliver a killer anthem for his movie Staying Alive. Far From Over hit number 10 in 1983 and earned Frank Stallone both Grammy and Golden Globe nominations. It was pure, adrenaline-filled 80s power. Unfortunately, the shadow of his brother was impossible to escape. He became a pop culture punchline more than a pop star, and despite real musical talent, he never landed another major chart hit. Tough break when your sibling is literally Rocky. Oh, Mickey, you're so fine. Yep, it's already stuck in your head. Toni Basil was 39 when she dropped Mickey in 1982. A mind-blowing age for a breakout pop hit at the time. The song and its iconic cheerleader music video was everywhere. But here's the secret. Toni Basil was never trying to be a pop star. She was already a legendary choreographer, a founding member of the Lockers, and a collaborator with Elvis and Bowie. After Mickey, she simply returned to what she loved most, dance and choreography. Proof that sometimes your biggest hit is just a side quest. Few songs define a movie era like Maniac did for Flashdance. The 1983 hit shot to number 1, earned Grammy nominations, and became permanently tied to one of the most iconic training montages ever filmed. Originally, it was about a serial killer. Yes, really. But once rewritten for the movie, it became pure 80s energy. Sembello was an insanely talented session musician before his hit, but as a solo artist, he couldn't outrun the shadow of Maniac. After that one massive smash, he stepped away from the pop spotlight. And finally, the song that somehow knocked Billie Jean off the number 1 spot. Dexys Midnight Runners brought Celtic folk, denim overalls, and unfiltered passion to the charts in 1983 with Come On Eileen. It was everywhere, and still is. In the US, they're remembered as a one-hit wonder. But in the UK, they'd already hit number 1 with Gino. What really held them back long-term was constant lineup changes and dramatic shifts in style under frontman Kevin Rowland. By 1987, the original run of the band was over. But Eileen remains one of the most beloved 80s tracks ever recorded. From synth-pop weirdness to power-pop perfection, these songs shaped our childhoods, and they're still blasting at parties today. But as we've seen, disappearing from the charts doesn't mean disappearing from life. Some of these artists found new careers. Some became legends in their home countries, and others quietly kept doing what they love. Their chart time might have been short, but their legacy, absolutely timeless. So tell us, what's your favorite 80s one-hit wonder? Did we forget one you love? Drop it in the comments. And if you enjoyed this trip down memory lane, hit that like button and subscribe for more 80s nostalgia. Thanks for watching, and until next time, stay nostalgic.